I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Right.
Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
Anyone claiming that America's economy is in decline is peddling fiction.
I've abandoned free market principles to save the free market system.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Raising the debt ceilings does not increase our debt. It does not somehow promote profligacy.
I know words. I have the best words. Nobody knows the system better than me, which is why I alone can fix it.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Peddling Fiction Podcast. After a brief, what was it, like a 10, 12-day hiatus? Justin Hillbilly Boy Campbell took a little vacay. I took a little vacay, the voice and soul of so-called fiction. And the world didn't stop, but it's close to falling apart. So we better get back to it. How you doing over there? How was your break?
It was good. It was really good. Got to see family, friends, do a little running around. It was really good. We went back home to the farm, and I got to hang out on the farm with my brother a bit, see my nephew and my grandmother. My son took our nephew, or Stephanie's nephew, who's living with us, took him skateboarding and took him out and taught him how to drive the gator and do stuff on the farm, and he was loving it. He's never been exposed to farm life before, so it was all really good. It was an excellent little break, and like I said, got to see friends and people that I see every year, but I only see them once a year, and it's cool to catch up with folks. I always enjoy it. I'm ready to move back home to the farm though. Like every time we go down to visit, I'm just like, I cannot wait for all these kids to get out of school so I can retire, move back home to the farm, and like do this shit full time.
Spoken like a true hillbilly. Spoken like a true hillbilly. It's not hillbilly enough where he is right now. He needs to get even more hillbilly. Well, that's good. That's good. Family's important. I got to see most of mine.
I was going to say, speaking of, you got to spend some time with yours too, didn't you?
I did. Most of it. Not quite everybody, but a good portion. To Leavenworth, Washington, which was an interesting little like Bavarian town in the middle of fucking nowhere. But it was beautiful, surrounded by mountains. And it was actually pretty hot out there. Not too hot for me, but it was like 95 a bunch of days. But like no humidity compared to what I got here. As soon as I got back here, I was just like, oh God, this is fucking stifling heat and humidity.
That was so this past week is basically the week every summer that Stephanie and I take our vacation. And, 2 years ago, we went to Montana for a week. And it was like, yeah, it was like 85, 90 degrees when we were on Montana, but it was like really pleasant. It wasn't hot like here. Like it's rained every other day. And then on the days it doesn't rain, it's 95 degrees. So it's just like sticky. It's yeah. Unless you're going to spend the entire day outside and just be miserable the whole time, which on the days that I do spend the whole day outside, I don't really notice it. But when you're just like going from inside to outside, oh my God, it's awful.
Yeah, a lot of people were complaining about the heat, and then I was complaining about being cold at night when it would get down to like 70, I'd be fucking freezing. But yeah, overall pretty good trip. The flights back, I should say, which was yesterday. Well, the night before and yesterday morning, I took like an overnight flight. Surprisingly, went without a hiccup. Probably the first flight I can remember that wasn't something that drove me fucking crazy. The way there, not so much. Got into it with the fucking Chase Sapphire Reserve Club bullshit. These motherfuckers, dude. These motherfuckers have changed. Like, I don't even know what the point of a fucking lounge is anymore. It used to be like you could just go into a fucking lounge. If you had an 8-hour layover, you just went in. They'd have fucking beds and showers and, you know, eat and drink for free, whatever. Then they instituted this 3-hour minimum stay, which is like, okay. I mean, most of the time you don't need more than 3 hours in a lounge. Sometimes you do. This time I did. I had a 5.5-hour layover in Phoenix. And we landed a half hour early, so that was nice. Turned into a 6-hour layover. But it's not even a 3-hour minimum stay anymore. They won't let you in until 3 hours before your flight takes off, which is a lot less than 3 hours, unless they're going to teleport me to my fucking seat on the plane from the lounge. You have to leave the lounge like an hour before your flight. It's like a 15-minute walk to the gate. You start... You know, they start loading up the plane 45 minutes before they fucking leave. So it ends up only being like a 2-hour thing. But anyway, it's a whole fucking... It's just very frustrating. Very goddamn frustrating. And then I got back. I was checking that same fucking bank, this Chase Bank, yesterday. They charged me a $15 fee for receiving a wire. Receiving a wire. $15 fee for receiving a wire. Explain that. Like, this is a fucking bank account. Money's coming in and going out all the time. Why are you charging me $15 to receive money? Like, dude, and by the way, that credit card that I have, which was like, originally, I think it was like $450 for the year. Then it went up to $550. They're raising it to $850 a year to have this card, so that you can get into lounges maybe like 40% of the time, 2 hours before your flight. I'm canceling it, obviously, as soon as that's going to kick in. But now I might cancel the whole fucking bank. I got to call these motherfuckers after this podcast. And if they don't immediately get rid of that $15 charge, I'm just closing the bank account. That I don't really need it. I just have it because it's like what I always had. I got like 4 other bank accounts now. So like, fuck these guys, nickel and diming me. Dude, these are the same these crook fucking bankers. I pulled like all my cash out of this account because they weren't paying me any interest. And then they charged me a $12 fee for not having a high enough balance for the month. So then I go and I put money back in and they charge me for receiving money now. How is this supposed to fucking work? What am I supposed to do, Justin?
I've had good luck with my bank, but I also bank with the hometown bank that I know everybody that works in the bank. Like, me and the loan officer played baseball together all through high school, and we're good friends in college. You know, and we even worked together. Our first job out of college, we worked together for the same company down in Arkansas and Mississippi before he moved back home and became the loan officer. So like, I know the bank president is my ex-wife's cousin. Like, and he's good friends with all of my, like, I know everybody. So I don't have any banking problems like that. There was another hometown bank that my grandmother used to use. And like, we farm, right? So when you get your crop checks, like, the grain company just cuts you a check for whatever the contract was for that you filled. So these could be, a couple $100,000 sometimes if it was a big enough contract. And my grandmother went to deposit it at the old bank, and they were like, it'll be 14 days. It's going to be 2 weeks before the money will be available. And she goes, no, that's not going to work. They're like, sorry, that's the new bank policy. Is it for a deposit this big, it's a 2-week hold before the funds are available. She said, give me all my money now. She's like, whatever's in the account, cash it out, give it to me. I'm going somewhere else. Like, just on the spot, closed her account, pulled all her money out and fucking left. She's like, if my money's not going to be available, then fuck you. I'm not putting it here.
100%. On Gammy's side. I mean, of course, that's all the Dodd-Frank anti-money laundering horse shit. Obviously, yeah, your like 97-year-old grandma is a fucking is laundering money for the cartel. Of course. It's just such fucking horse shit, dude. It's such horse shit. And I don't know. All these banks should fucking go under. They're making money hand over fist. They got a nickel and dime you for fucking $15 here, $12 there. And then, yeah, your money's not available when you want it. It really is something. I mean, they didn't charge. This is a wire. I sent this wire to myself from one account to another. They didn't charge me a wire at the other bank to send it. It's like they actually had to do something. The other bank was just sitting there. And all this shit's automated. All of it's automated. The funniest thing is like, oh yeah, we're charging you like a service fee on your account. And when I call up to get them to fucking reverse that, they're like, yeah, it's automated. And I was like, yeah, so what's the service? If it's all automated, what are you charging me for? You didn't have to go in there and do anything. It just happened.
Well, speaking of people that could probably use some more money, or at least they think they need more money, we can lead right in with this. The WNBA had their All-Star game last week while we were out, and the players were warming up during the All-Star game wearing their "Pay us what you owe us."
Let's welcome the night officials. Making her second
The hilarious thing about this is the All-Star game got a whopping 2.19 million viewers, which was down 36% from last year. You know who didn't play in this All-Star game because she was injured?
Caitlin Clark?
Correct. I wonder why their ratings were down this year. I wonder what the WNBA is actually owed. Oh, wait. Last year, the WNBA lost $40 million. Over the course of the life of the league, they have lost somewhere in the neighborhood of $400 to $500 million. The league has literally never at any point in its entire existence turned a profit. I wonder what the players are owed. Oh, out of the $40 million that they lost last year, $20 million of that was player salaries. So that somebody did the math on it. It was like if the players, split it up amongst all the players, if the players were paid what they were owed based on the profitability of the league, they would all have to pay the league around $135,000.
Yeah, I saw some. What's that chick? Jamil Hill. Yeah. I saw her post. She's like, well, every league was losing money when it first started, and the players still got paid. And it was like, okay. And then somebody had like Grok do the calculation, like accounting for inflation. And it's like, yeah, they were making about the same as the girls are now when they were losing money. It's like, yeah, if you want to have these, and by the way, the salaries that they're clamoring for are absolutely insane. Like the NBA salaries are fucking off the charts ridiculous. Those guys make way too much money. Baseball, I mean, all these fucking professional athletes, in my mind, are paid way too much. But if nobody's watching your shit and nobody cares, and dude, there's nothing more. It's just like women are so insufferable when they're like they got to put their shirts on and pay us what you owe us. And it's just like, yeah, dude, nobody cares. No, like literally nobody cares. I'm surprised they had 2 million people watching this.
What? And the All-Star game was such a, like, the NBA All-Star game is a joke. They don't play any defense. It's just a shooting fest. The WNBA All-Star game was no different. It was no defense played, just a shooting fest. I think one of the teams broke 100 points. Like in the NBA All-Star game, they like final score is like 190 to 200. Like they put up as many points as humanly possible. This one, like, I think one team broke 100 points, maybe both of them, but it was like one of them was like right at 100, and the other one was like a 115 or something. It's like that's a normal NBA score, like 115 to 100, yeah. and it was atrocious. Like the number of air balls and missed layups, and just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think people are just watching it to look at tarot. Like they're not watching it because this is going to be great basketball. It's like, well, let's just laugh at these broads for a couple of minutes.
It's the entertainment value and not like watching not like watching peak performance. It's the entertainment value is in like the comedy of it.
Yeah. And to Jamel Hill's point, however you pronounce her name. Okay, yeah, like if I don't know if all these leagues were losing money. I'll take that, on face value. But it's like, okay, well, when they start making money, they can pay these players more. That's how the market works. But until then, you should be fucking happy that you're making the 80 or 90 grand a year. And I love watching these fucking brokies on fucking Twitter who probably make 50 grand a year carrying water for what's the chick's name that had the shoe deal now?
Angel Reese.
So she's only making 90 grand a year. She's making hundreds of thousands, if not millions, in endorsements, right? More money than these fucking brokies on Twitter are ever going to see in their lifetime. And it's just like, it reminded me of the Bronx Tale. It's like, Mickey Mantle's not going to pay your rent. The fuck are you worried about him for? He's going to be fine.
Well, and what constitutes the league just starting? Because the WNBA started in 1996. The league's been around for almost 30 years. In 30 years, they've never once had a profitable season. So,
Yeah.
like, what constitutes just getting started? I mean,
well, let's see. Maybe it tells me there. It might have been the first 30 years or something, which I was a little surprised to hear that. But, oh, yeah, I don't know if I flagged it.
and do we actually think Jamel Hill knows what the fuck she's talking about anyway?
No, she's never been right on anything. I mean, she might technically be right that like all these leagues that when they first started, but yeah, for the first like 20 years they lost money. I guess I suppose that's possible, but you're also comparing like 1896 baseball revenue to like they didn't have TV. Like people actually had to fucking go to the games for them to make money. It's a not exactly comparing apples to apples there.
Right, like baseball started in the 1900s, and the NFL started in what, the 60s? Like the NBA started in the 40s or 50s. Like,
yeah, but apparently it didn't make money until the 70s or something.
Okay, yeah, you're talking about a like completely different world that they came into.
Right. And when they were losing money, I guarantee you they weren't paying LeBron James $180 million a year or whatever, whatever the equivalent was and whatever his fucking insane salary is. Remember that guy who was like playing for fucking New York and like he was just like injured the whole year, but he was making like $30 million being injured?
Allen Houston. Allen Houston was like one of those notorious contracts that was just like got paid hundreds of millions of dollars to be useless forever.
Yeah, and then there was somebody in the MLB. I'm drawing a blank. This is like this year. I heard this. He's getting paid from like 3 different teams. He's making so much money. Oh my god, he's like making $30 million from like getting paid from 3 different teams.
At Bobby Bonilla Day, every year Bobby Bonilla collects another $1 million from the New York Mets. He will for longer than he's going to be alive, probably.
Yeah, I mean these, and it's like, and then you want to go to a game or something, and it costs you like fucking $2,000. It's just like, yeah, this is not. I don't understand who's paying to go to all these games.
Well, the St. Louis Cardinals raised their prices and did a bunch of other stuff this year, and a lot of Cardinals fans have kind of quietly been boycotting, and their attendance is like record low for the last 30 years or something because of the way that they've done it. And like the unfortunate thing is the Cardinals actually have a halfway decent team this year, but nobody's going to the games because they keep raising the prices and doing all this other dumb shit. It's like, yeah, these.
I mean, dude, I couldn't imagine what it would take to bring. You got a couple kids. You take your 2 boys to a fucking baseball game. So that's 3 tickets. That's got to be at least $300 for halfway decent seats, I would imagine. Now you're buying like $8, $10 hot dogs, fucking $20 beers. That's not like just a fucking okay, yeah, on a whim, let's go catch a ball game. That's like a once in a year, like a birthday gift kind of thing now.
Right. And like for these professional sports teams and sports leagues, for what it would cost you to go to one NFL game, I basically I paid like a little over $800 for 2 season tickets to IU football last year. So we got to go to 8 games for, basically for $50 a ticket per game, I got to take my daughter. I got to take my wife a couple times, my son a couple times. I went with a buddy to one game, and it's so much more affordable. Like these professional sports leagues are pricing themselves out of this stuff. And especially when you have like NFL Red Zone and stuff like that, where you can sit at home and watch. I can pull up 2 games plus Red Zone right out here and watch everything I could ever want without having to go outside, and I don't have to pay for concessions or anything like
parking. Dude, it's insane. And on top of that, with the inflation that's been going on, I know we got the CPI last week claiming 2.7, but dude, the prices for everything are off the charts. And people are going to start cutting back on things like that. Going out to eat. Dude, even like the last time I was in Portland for quite a few more days than I had anticipated. And so I ended up doing a lot of stuff there. And it was just like the last time I was in Portland, which was a long time ago. It was probably, like more than 10 years ago. But it was like dirt cheap. Like you go out to like a nice cocktail bar or something, you get like a cocktail for like $4.75, $5. You go to these food trucks, you're getting a meal for $5-6, like a nice meal. There was nothing at a food truck that was less than like $15 now. No, that's not true. There's a Chicago hot dog for $9. $9 for a fucking hot dog. That little Bavarian town, Leavenworth, was like a bratwurst and like fries or something. It was like $15-20. Everything was just like boom, 20. I went on a bike ride. I rented one of those like electric bike things. We went on like a hour-and-a-half bike ride, cost me $30. It was like 35 cents a minute. It was just like, I was like, Jesus, dude, Portland's not exactly fucking cheap anymore compared to like another city. Those are about the same prices as things last time I was in Chicago last year. You're kind of paying the same thing. It's just the price of everything is going through the fucking roof. I get it. People are not going to be going to fucking these luxurious sporting events unless their companies pay. Like I feel like that's the only, like if somebody gives you tickets or they got tickets through their company or like somebody's taking them out because they want their business or something. Otherwise, I don't see how anybody would really go to these games.
Yeah, well, another thing that's probably pretty expensive to go to is like concerts and stuff. I wonder how much a average Coldplay concert will run you.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure.
Dude, so I was like completely unplugged for most of the last like 10-11 days, but I kept seeing this pop up and I was just like, so I looked into it. That's just fucking wild, dude. Why did they single them out to begin with?
They were doing the kiss cam thing and just locked in on them. The fucked up thing is, if they had just stood there and acted like perfectly normal people, gave a little kiss and moved on, nobody would have thought anything of it. But like he ducks down and dips out, and then she turns and runs off, and then the internet does what the internet does, and
right.
they start looking into it and find out that this is the astronomer CEO Andy Byron and the what was her title? Like people director or something?
Because I tried to post. I was like, I don't even know what that was, and autocorrect changed one of my words. It made it not make any fucking sense. What the hell was her goddamn title? Chief of people Chief People Officer.
Chief People Officer. Yeah, she's in charge of the hand jobs.
Good care of him, or she was.
So he released a statement and apologized and all that shit, and then he resigned. I don't know what happened to her. I'm sure she probably resigned or got fired or something. Yeah, it's like just fucking wild. And all they had to do was just act normal. Just like don't. Nobody knows who you are unless you give them a reason to try to figure out who you are.
Right, and it's not like people are watching the Coldplay concert. You know,
Right,
like I don't think you're gonna get busted that way. That is pretty fucking unfortunate. Like you're having an affair and you get caught on the fucking kiss cam. It's like, of course that would happen. Of course. But you gotta be smarter than that. No public displays of affection, bro. But that's hilarious, dude. Yeah, that's absolutely fucking hilarious. And then of course it turned into this whole thing. But yeah, dude, he had to resign. I don't understand what that's about.
I don't know if I don't know if he had to so much as he did because of the public backlash or whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, let that be like if he didn't, he would for sure still have his job. Like even if his wife ended up hearing from a friend that they saw him on the kiss cam or whatever, it's still like, yeah, you're busted, but it's like a private matter busted. It's not a fucking national sensation now. This might even be global. It's probably a global sensation. And that's why he had to fucking, because the blowback against the company or something. So he resigns. But yeah, dude, if you just sit there, you play it off, whatever. You wouldn't be. I keep looking at the picture, like a still shot of it. Like, there's no way you could fucking explain that to your old lady when you got home. But I don't know who watches the fucking. I doubt he told her he was going to a Coldplay concert, right?
Who knows? Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, she probably would have been like, "Hey, take me."
Yeah. So he probably said he was like working late, or I don't know, had to go away on business trip or something. And so, yeah, the odds of anybody watching the Coldplay concert remotely or something, or one of her friends was there and saw them, I don't know. I'd rather roll with that than freak out on camera like they did.
Right, because at least then, if somebody told them, you can be like, "Yeah, you sure?" Because I definitely wasn't there. They must have seen. That might have been somebody that looked like me, but it definitely wasn't me. Like, you know, you can play it off, play innocent, whatever. Then this, like, I mean, it becomes a viral moment. You're fucked. You just there's no ducking it now.
Yeah. So now I've seen all these like compilations of people on kiss cams at like baseball games and shit imitating them, which is pretty goddamn funny. And then of course, after Stephen Colbert got shit canned, all the unfunny late night hosts tried to do like some sort of parody on that, and it was just like the least funny thing. Like, leave it to them, leave it to the comedians, supposedly, to ruin a great joke.
Speaking of Colbert getting canceled,
CBS just canceled the Late Night with Stephen Colbert, just days after Colbert took a swing at his own network for settling with Trump. Listen.
This kind of complicated financial settlement with a sitting government official has a technical name in legal circles. It's big fat bribe. This all comes as Paramount's owners are trying to get the Trump administration to approve the sale of our network to a new owner, Skydance. Some of the TV typers out there are blogging that once Skydance gets CBS, the new owner's desire to please Trump could put pressure on late night host and frequent Trump critic Stephen Colbert.
The network claims it was a purely financial decision, and Colbert's last show will be next spring.
Let's talk about that purely financial decision. That seems to actually be backed by the numbers. So Colbert has led the late night talk shows in ratings over the last 3 or 4 years. Unfortunately for them, leading means only about like 200,000 viewers or so. Like that's leading. Also, the show itself, because of the bloated contracts of everybody involved in the producing and making of the show, it loses between $40 and $50 million a year. Like that, the only thing losing more money every year than the WNBA is the late night television shows.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, obviously that you don't see Stephen Colbert begging to be paid more. Oh wait, because he's the reason that they're losing so much, because he and his entire staff are getting paid way more than what they ought to, while the show loses the network $40 to $50 million a year. There's all these like leftist media personalities and talking heads and actors and actresses and stuff talking about, oh, they're canceling Stephen Colbert. You can't silence us. He's not being canceled to silence him. He's being canceled because he's hemorrhaging money for the network, and they're not going to keep doing that.
Yeah. Again, dude, they just it's really unbelievable to just watch them miss the mark on anything. Like, can they ever just be right about something? And it's like, oh yeah, this is like Donald Trump's authoritarianism, like putting pressure on Paramount to get him fired because he was critical.
Well, and like Colbert in that little monologue that he did that Jesse Waters played on that clip, he talks about, he said, called it a big fat bribe of Paramount and CBS paying the president or paying Trump. They didn't pay him as a bribe. That was court ordered because he sued them for defamation and he won. So that's not like the network didn't choose to pay him. They were required to. The Skydance thing and Skydance trying to capitulate to Trump. Skydance has been in negotiations with and talking to the FTC to ensure that Skydance keeps everything in line for Paramount and CBS going forward, so that they do everything within network television guidelines for what's allowed on television. Because Skydance primarily does movies and stuff like that. Like buying Paramount and taking over CBS is their first major foray into network television. So like all of this, and this is all like public record, like all of the Skydance negotiations and meetings with the FTC talking about this stuff to make sure that they are going to be in compliance so that the FTC will approve their purchase of these comedians that just completely miss the mark on everything is fucking amazing. And maybe one of the reasons that Colbert is only getting 200,000 viewers per night is because he's turned into this, like whatever the fuck that was in that little monologue. It's not funny. It's not entertaining. That's not what people are tuning into late night television to see.
Right. Well, and I mean, how many people are still tuning into late night? Again, this is just an antiquated fucking thing. Like, yeah, how many boomers are left to watch that shit? He can go start like his own little show. Like he can start just like a YouTube show, a late night YouTube show or whatever. Why does he need the network?
That's what Conan O'Brien did. Conan does a YouTube show now, and that's the thing is part of the reason why late night television is dying the way it is because you can go to YouTube and watch the show whenever you want. You can go to the podcast and Spotify or any other podcatcher, and a lot of them even have video, and you can watch and listen to all of these things that are taking the place of what late night television used to be, where they have these different guests on and they do interviews and they talk and they're funny and they're entertaining. And the podcasts and YouTube have replaced what Carson and Leno and Letterman and all what they used to be. That media has moved to different platforms.
Yeah. I mean, just everybody's life is shit. Like you can watch that stuff. You can watch 10 minutes of it and then come back to it later. You can watch it on your commute to work or something like that. You can't do any of that shit with this old antiquated model. And dude, if I were to explain to you, if I said, hey, this guy just got fired, the company was losing $40 million a year, and he went on a rant about how he didn't like the way that they were doing XYZ. Can you believe they fired him? I'd be like, yeah, I would have fired him well before we got to losing $40 million a year. Like, as soon as I start losing money, you're gone. No, I'm not waiting until 40 million in the hole. 5 million would be plenty for me to lose to get rid of your fucking unfunny ass. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. It's just unbelievable that people can't wrap their heads around the reality of the situation. Your demographic is shrinking. You're hemorrhaging money. And this guy's going on fucking rants that probably pissed off the CEO. So, yeah, you're going to get shit. Like, you don't have that kind of fucking clout when you're losing 40 million. If you're bringing in a bunch of money, yeah, you can give the fucking network some jazz if you don't like something they're doing. But when you're hemorrhaging money and you're only getting 200,000 views, you can't go around like you're some big swinging dick in the industry. You're not.
There you go. Talking about how they always miss the mark. Here's the View missing the mark on this particular topic.
It could be financial, and I don't know that it's purely political. It could be, but my concern is if it is political, then everyone should be concerned. People on the right should be concerned. People on the left should be concerned, because it's very clear that if it is political, this is the dismantling of our democracy. This is the dismantling of our Constitution, right? And so the First Amendment is the First Amendment for a reason, and that is freedom of the press, freedom of speech, freedom to speak truth to power. If that is taken away, if the comedians are being attacked, then that means our Constitution is being dismantled. Right. That means the very rubric of our democracy is being dismantled. And I think every single person should be really, really concerned about it. I'm thrilled that Senator Warren, Elizabeth Warren, Senator Bernie Sanders is asking Skydance, is asking for answers, whether or not this was political. The Writers Guild is actually asking the Attorney General to look into this situation to find out if it was political. And if we find out it is political, what are we going to do as a country? We must protect our Constitution and we must protect our democracy. Because it's bigger than just the cancellation of a television
I think it's great.
Is it? All of a sudden, we're for freedom of speech, and you can make any joke that you want, right? Apparently. I mean, he wasn't even making jokes. He hasn't made a fucking funny joke, like, probably since he was doing the Colbert Report. But I guess I'll just break out some Jew jokes and some black jokes, and she'll just be fine with that. Freedom of speech. I mean, our democracy is dependent on me being able to tell jokes, Justin.
Right. The left being mad about canceling comedians is maybe the most unhinged shit I think I've ever heard.
I mean, even by their hypocritical standards, that's like hypocrisy level 10,000.
And yes, the Late Show with Stephen Colbert getting canceled is a threat to our democracy, like everything else is.
How in the world could this be political? Just because he was critical of Donald Trump or something? Hasn't he been doing that for like a decade?
Right.
All of a sudden, we just called our limit. We're just like, nope. Put the kibosh on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure she had a very similar reaction to when Alex Jones was, his show wasn't just like he was deplatformed across the board all at the same time, debanked because of his First Amendment rights.
I'm sure she was outraged when Tucker Carlson got his show canceled too.
Yeah, of course.
They didn't celebrate that at all, did they?
It wasn't the end of our democracy.
Yeah.
No, we shouldn't be concerned about that. Even though he was the biggest fucking name in cable TV, late night cable news, he was blowing everybody out of the water every single time, getting millions and millions of people to watch him every night. And they fired him anyway because he was speaking truth to power, some might say. God, I hate that phrase. It's never been truth ever. Anytime they're like, I'm speaking truth to power, it's no, you're just bullshit. You're full of shit. Truth to power. Oh my God. It just insufferable people that watch that late night stuff. Did you see I sent you that stupid fucking watch these? I just sent it to you like a couple minutes ago. I don't know what this is, but it's just the cringiest fucking shit you've ever seen.
Oh, look at those guys. They're having a great time. Wow. Those guys seem to love being on camera. We'll be right back with Sandra.
So for those of you just listening, I don't know. It's all these late night hosts pretending to be on a kiss cam together and doing weird stuff. How bad was that on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being great. 10 being funny. 10 being not embarrassing. Like, I don't know what that was. But I guess they're showing their support for Stephen Colbert and our democracy by pretending to be on a kiss cam together.
Talking about Tucker and numbers, I was just scrolling through Tucker's feed on X, which is where he does most of his content, and his videos, which are hour and a half long interview pieces, news pieces, go anywhere from 3 to 8 million views per episode. Like, so even now, just on a very limited platform, he blows all of these others out of the water. And that's not even what was Rogan doing on Spotify, like 10 to 15 million per. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say 12, but yeah, something like that, depending on the guest. Yeah, I mean, those are huge numbers, absolutely huge.
While Colbert is getting 250,000.
Yeah, with the weight of a whole fucking studio behind him. I mean, if he really is that good, if he is a national treasure as they claim, he can set up shop somewhere else and do his thing and and have a bigger impact. But somehow I doubt that's going to happen. I think he'll be about as successful as Don Lemon. Whatever happened to that guy?
Yeah. Don Lemon is a prime example of why leftist politics don't translate well to media. People are just fed up with it. Like, they just talk about the same dumb bullshit over and over again. They don't bring anything interesting to the table.
You don't need to tune into Don Lemon to get his thoughts on anything. Like, you just know exactly what he's going to say every single time. That's racist. That's sexist. That's homophobic. Donald Trump's a Nazi. Yeah. That about sums it up. But we got some more good stuff from The View, don't we?
I'd say we already heard from Sonny Hostin on The View. What does Whoopi Goldberg have to say about some of the things that have been going on in the news here of late?
A sitting president just accused a former president of treason. Now, do people realize how serious an allegation this is? And for me, didn't the Supreme Court, under the guidance of this president, say that presidents have immunity? So that would mean that nothing Obama did, because you didn't say no, that only you have immunity. You said presidents. So this means you have no right to try to take him to court because he did what he did as president. So how does that work? Is it only you who is clear, or are they all clear? In which case, President Biden might be, kicking some new stuff up to you too. Because if you say nobody has immunity, or everybody, you have to decide which way you're going to go.
Yeah, I know this is very difficult. A difficult concept to grasp, apparently, for Whoopi and a lot of people on the left. I'll explain the immunity thing to you. The ruling was the president has immunity for carrying out presidential duties, the ones that are listed in Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution. Like the things that he's authorized to do under the Constitution, he has immunity from prosecution from dutifully carrying out those duties. It's not immunity from everything. He can't just walk out onto fucking Main Street and shoot up a fucking store. And it's like, I'm president. I have immunity. No. That's not how it works.
Yeah,
It's
the way
just
the
we're doing
left
things
is
presidential.
the way the left has once again completely missed the mark on that topic is like just the way they miss the mark on everything. Like the narrative that they try to craft to make it seem like one thing while completely ignoring the actual facts of what's happening and what's going on. It's like it's just, and of course we get 2 clips from The View that there are 2 or 3 other people on The View, and all of them have the same just completely ass backwards wrong opinions about every fucking thing. And there are people that watch that shit. What's The View? What are The View's ratings? Oh, speaking, remember I said Conan O'Brien went to just doing a YouTube show. It's called Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, and I just went to look at like what kind of numbers his does. On average, around 200 to 250,000 views per episode. So just a YouTube show Conan O'Brien is doing as well as fucking.
It's a late night, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, dude, it's just so frustrating. Like, just because this one word immunity is in this ruling, it's not a blanket immunity. It's not like what fucking Biden gave his entire family and Fauci and all those people. It's like, yeah, if you carry out like a fucking, an authorized strike or something on Syria, you're not going to be charged with a fucking war crime for that, even though I probably think you should. But that was the ruling. It wasn't just, there's not like a president can do no wrong ever. And the fact of the matter is that Obama, Black Jesus, actually did commit treason. Like, he literally gave fucking aid and comfort to the enemy. But that's not even what Trump's talking about, is it? No. He's talking about how he fucking conspired and spied on the Trump administration and came up with the whole Russia hoax.
Speaking of, Tulsi Gabbard debunks top Obama Russian hoax lies in latest bombshell release. On Wednesday, Tulsi Gabbard released more damning evidence against the Obama administration, which she says exposes how they manufactured the January 2017 intelligence community assessment that they knew was false, promoting the lie that Vladimir Putin and the Russian government helped President Trump win the 2016 election. In doing so, they conspired to subvert the will of the American people, working with their partners in the media to promote the lie in order to undermine the legitimacy of President Trump, essentially enacting a years-long coup against him. Have you had a chance to look at any? I haven't had a chance to look at any of the stuff. I saw some of the left-wing reporting. I saw some of the left-wing reporting of it. But
yeah, I mean,
that was what you would expect.
Only at the time when this is all going on. I don't know exactly what they're putting out anymore. I thought this was sort of settled. That, yeah, this was all fucking bullshit. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Like, we knew the Steele dossier was bullshit. We knew that was Hillary Clinton funded Oppo research. Like, I don't know exactly what new evidence they're putting out, or if they're just actually making public all the old stuff that we already knew to kind of distract from the whole Epstein story that they really stepped in it with. Yeah. But it really is like, and I don't even know if treason's the right word for this. I don't know if sedition is more of an appropriate thing, but like, it's certainly illegal what they did, and that is what they were doing should be considered more of a threat to our democracy than anything that they've called a threat to our democracy. I mean, they accused a sitting president of being a Russian asset, of being a Putin puppet, of conspiring with a hostile foreign enemy to undermine the U.S. government or something. That's what they were accusing him of. And they weren't just accusing him of it. They were fabricating evidence to make it look like the accusations had some merit. and it was all fucking bullshit. And of course, Obama was. I mean, this started when he was still in office. Remember when Trump was like, "They're spying on my campaign," and the media was like giving him shit for saying that. It's like, oh yeah, this room might be bugged, or they might have cameras in the whatever. That was probably all under the direction of Barack Obama. I know they've been so I have not looked at any of this new evidence, but I know that they've been declassifying a lot of the super classified things that I believe outlined exactly what they were doing. I have not seen that though, but it's my understanding that Tulsi is like declassifying all the documents that they were kind of hiding behind the classification of to get away with this. So I'm sure the media will just be like, nope, there's no evidence. There's nothing to see here. And try to move on from this. And then you'll have, the talk shows, the late night shows, the View and everything, carrying water for Obama. Because remember, he was a scandal-free president. Scandal-free president with a wonderful family. It really is unbelievable. It really is absolutely fucking unbelievable. But yeah, I'm kind of two minds on that. Like, nothing is going to come. Like, they're not going to arrest Barack Obama for treason. I don't see any of this going anywhere. John Brennan's not going to get in trouble, even though he fucking lied to Congress. This is just one big fucking distraction to take away from the fact that they're covering up the whole Epstein files thing. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I think you're right on the sedition more than the treason. I'm going through the congressional definitions, and it definitely looks like treason would be a leap for something like this for the Steele dossier. And if it is election interference or trying to interfere with the with a duly elected official taking office, I can't see how treason would fit the congressional description, but sedition definitely. I think that would fit the bill.
Yeah.
But again, if you're the Trump administration and you're not actually going to fucking do anything, because we know they're not going to actually fucking do anything. You say treason because it gets people's attention. Like, who knows what sedition is?
Exactly.
You say sedition and everybody's like, what? Addition? Why are we doing math?
Yeah. They have to look it up, and they won't do it because they're fucking lazy retards. So, treason gets the bigger headline, and then you get them talking about that instead of the fact that you covered up the Epstein thing, and they're just trying to pile on all kinds of fucking dirt on top of that, so you can't get back down to it. Yeah. Here we go.
Extreme measures to dodge an Epstein vote. Johnson calls an early summer recess. So, if for those who haven't been paying attention to the news over the last couple of weeks, Thomas Massie said he had the votes to force the House into voting on turning over the Epstein files, all of the stuff that may or may not exist, and we know that it exists, but there's nothing in it, or the stuff that's in it just it can't be released, or whatever the story of the week is on this. Thomas Massie had the votes to make this a serious problem for House Republicans. And so instead of having a vote, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson announced a early end to the summer legislative session and went ahead and recessed, called their summer recess.
It must be nice to just work in government. You can just be like, yeah, no, we're just going to take it. We're just going to stop now. We're done for the year. We're done for the summer. Everybody just take your break. Like, you could just do that, apparently. No big deal. It's just such bullshit that they actually work on anything. Fuck these people. But now you get the AOCs of the world coming out and talking shit about how they're pulling, they're pulling these stunts so you don't have to release the Epstein files. It's like, yes, they are, but where were you for the last fucking 6 years?
Right. How crazy is it that for 4 years we had the left jumping through all these hoops and doing everything to prevent the release of the Epstein files, and then as soon as Trump and the Republicans are in charge, now the left wants the Epstein files released, but the right's not doing it. Like, everybody is fucking incriminated. They're all fucking guilty. They all deserve to have their balls cut off and run through fucking wood chippers. Like, that's what this should tell you.
Yeah. And this is a microcosm of how the government operates in general. It's when the Democrats are in power, the Republicans are complaining about everything that the American people want that they know will never come to fruition. Doesn't matter what, we're going to cut spending, we're going to balance the budget, blah, 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 blah. If it weren't for these people in power, we would get it done. And then they get into power, and lo and behold, they do the exact same thing the Democrats are doing. And the Democrats are saying, we're going to do all these things that it's like, you were just in power and you didn't do it. And now that you know it can't get done, now you're all for it. So
and then
now that they know nobody's going to release the Epstein files, they can be like, oh, yeah, I totally want to vote on that. I can't believe he's calling a end of the summer session. I was going to vote to release the files. Hold me back.
And then all the while, in the background, Jeffrey Epstein's attorney, Roy Black, has died. What?
Yeah, just another. I mean, dude, how many suspicious deaths have occurred around Epstein?
To be fair, apparently the lawyer was 80 years old and has been battling some severe health issues for the last 2 years. But that doesn't change the fact that it seems really fucking suspicious that he died a week after they went through all this shit of whether or not they're going to release the Epstein files.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 80-year-olds do die. That's kind of what they do.
That's like we look at people dying, after COVID and when the shot was a big thing and all that, and it's like, well, some of them were actually pretty fucking old.
Yeah.
It's like maybe not everything is necessarily because of the things.
Yeah, but that one chick died. One of the accusers died recently, right? And then just like Epstein died. I mean, he killed himself, but there was no evidence that he really did anything wrong. He wasn't bribing anybody. He wasn't trafficking humans.
Did you see a week or so ago? Alan Dershowitz said he has reason to believe that the guards helped Epstein kill himself. So Epstein did kill himself, but the guards assisted him.
Wouldn't surprise me, but I mean, didn't Epstein's brother hire that one doctor to do an autopsy that said his neck was broken, one of the bones in his neck was broken and it was inconsistent with a hanging? So there is that was an official autopsy report. So there is some evidence to suggest that he might not have killed himself, and that just, I don't know, never sees the light of day. It never comes up. I guess that the FBI just missed that part of the report. We're just going to override his opinion. Fine, sure. But from what I understand, he's a pretty respected, he's pretty good at doing these autopsies. I don't know. And then I remember when one of the reporters asked Pam Bondi if Epstein was working for intelligence, and she's like, I don't know. I'll have to look into that and get back to you. It's just so you got you guys did all your due diligence. You crossed every fucking T, dotted every I, but you still don't know. One of the top 3 questions that were surrounding Jeffrey Epstein. All right.
Yeah. Just fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Well, let's end on since we're talking about people getting old and dying. We can end on a both sad but also a little bit of a happy note. So Ozzy Osbourne passed away yesterday, I believe it was, and they just finished their farewell tour. Like, how crazy is it that they did a farewell tour and he gave like a really beautiful speech at the end of it, you know, thanking all the fans and stuff. And, you know, this was his life's passion and everything. And then like a week later, he keeled over. It's like he did it all the way up to the end, and then he didn't have anything left to give. But something that is kind of cool and beautiful out of all of that, Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath did their Back to the Beginning farewell concert and raised $190 million that will be donated towards Parkinson's children's hospitals to try to find a cure for Parkinson's. So that is pretty cool. And like, have you seen all the memes like the Prince of Darkness arriving in heaven? Like, what the hell?
I have not. But that is, I mean, dude, 190 million. Is that how much they make on these fucking tours? Jesus. How old? He was pretty old. How old was he? Like
76, I think.
70s. Wow. Damn, dude. Yeah, still doing fucking concerts. I don't know. I was never a big Ozzy Osbourne fan, but it just goes to show you that there are alternatives to the government stealing money from you to fund like research for diseases. I don't know how many music like does what's her face? Oh Jesus,
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Taylor Swift. Like, does she really need any more money, or could she just do a world tour and donate it something to like another good cause instead of just clamoring for the government to take more money from people? Right. Like, she could do, even if she just did half of the proceeds from her tour. Oh, you only made you only made 85 million on this tour. Okay. And the other 85 goes to I don't know, not breast cancer. We figured that out. It's enough for the breast cancer.
Taylor Swift's estimated annual earnings are $1.8 billion. So anytime she's talking about how they need to tax the rich, you're the fucking rich. Why don't you step up and fucking do something?
Yeah, rich people, it just drives me crazy when rich people are like, oh yeah, you should tax us more. Because obviously they're going to avoid those taxes. It's very easy to do that when you have billions of dollars. So if they want to give the government more money to sort of delegate the duty of being a good person to the rest of society, stroke a check. There's nothing stopping you from paying more in taxes. I mean, we've always said, just like, okay, yeah. How much do you think you should, what's your fair share? Okay, stroke a check for that, if that's not what you're giving them. But really, you should be stroking those checks to private charities and organizations that you believe in, and not giving it to these fucking pedophile criminals in Washington, D.C. to go rape some more underage girls. How about we don't do that? Like, I don't know. And then, yeah, spend the rest of it just bombing other countries. It's just so fucking ridiculous. And here it is. Like, here's a guy, 190 million, boom, Parkinson's, which is a real fucking tough thing to deal with, I'm sure. Did he have Parkinson's?
I don't know if he had Parkinson's or if that was just him being old and drug and, a long history of drug use.
Yeah, I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did. I mean, he said he gave a great speech. I was like, dude, I haven't understood a word this guy has said in the last like 30 years. Remember when he had that reality show?
Oh yeah, he did have Parkinson's.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, there's plenty of fucking opportunity to fund these types of things. You don't need the government. You don't need to steal money and give it to the government in order to take care of these things. If you truly believed in the fucking cause, and most people believe in the cause, then you shouldn't need the heavy hand of the government at gunpoint to force people to do things. If you need to be forced like that, then you don't really care about the cause. I'm gonna go way out on a limb and accuse you of that. You wanna solve homelessness or whatever? Stop giving money to fucking Gavin Newsom, because clearly the $1 billion that they've dedicated to it has only made the problem worse. Shocking. So, fucking lace up your goddamn boots and start doing something on your own. And start clamoring to keep more of your money so that you can put it toward the causes that you care about. But that's that's a nice little farewell from Ozzy on that one. It's great. That's just a shocking amount of money for a tour, but yeah, it was the last one. I'm sure people figured it would be the last time to see him, so they paid whatever it would cost. And yeah, now the money goes to a worthy cause. Nobody wants to get Parkinson's. That doesn't look like fun.
Apparently, he had a rare form that has affected him for a long time. It's not like the aggressive kind that like my grandmother on my mom's side got, where it like causes the dementia and stuff. Like his was a rare, like a lighter form that basically just made everything like. It's the reason why he kind of shook all the time and had like mumbled and stuttered a lot. Not just because of the drug use, but also because that was the type of Parkinson's. It's like a milder form of Parkinson's that affects you for a long. Apparently he had it for a really long time.
Oh, yeah, I always just assumed it was because he just destroyed his brain from drugs. But all right, now we know he was actually sick. Well, hopefully they do some good with it. I mean, I don't know who they're donating the money to, but
and that that's one of the things with these. One of the reasons that a lot of people give for why you don't donate the money is because some of these organizations don't actually use it for what it's supposed to go to, and it's like, okay, so the government is a better alternative. They're totally going to use it for what it's supposed to go to, right?
Yeah. They might not, but the one thing they won't be using it for is like sending another fucking tank or missile to Ukraine. It's like, I know they won't be doing that with it. They might be going out on some extravagant dinners and flying private or something, but
I'll roll the dice on that one.
Yeah, the lesser of two evils for sure. All right, well, I know you gotta run. You got some things to do. We can get out of here on that. We're gonna do a Friday show, right? I think we're kind of back on our regular schedule.
I am available for a Friday show if you are. So
yeah, let's do Friday and we'll do a happy hour. We'll start to get back in the swing of things. Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yesterday was kind of a rough day for me. I was flying all night. I got in at like 10:30 in the morning and kind of just went to sleep. So slept all day. Now my schedule's all fucked up, but I'll be good to go Friday and we'll have a nice happy hour. It's good to see you. Hopefully everybody back enjoyed this one, and we will be back on Friday. Until then, you know what to do. Just keep on peddling that so-called fiction. Peace.